But all right, let's get on to this main card. First fight is going to be a middleweight bout between Krzysztof Jotko and Alen Amedovski. And Amedovski is a guy who was fighting in Bellator, and he's 8-0, and I think all 8 wins have come by way of knockout. And I don't know a whole lot about the guy. I don't know a whole lot about a lot of the guys on this card. I'm not going to sit here and try to bullshit you. I'll just give you my picks based off what I've seen, right? But, I mean, Amedovski's a boxer primarily. He's got heavy hands. He knocks people out with them, and, you know, I think he's got 8 first-round knockouts. I think every single one of his wins has come by way of first-round KO. But you saw in his fight with Will Fleury that Fleury was able to take him down, pound on him a little bit, but when he got back up to his feet, he knocked him dead. Knocked the guy before that dead, too. I mean, he's got undoubted – you can't deny his knockout power. But I just don't know a ton about the guy. And he's fighting a guy in Krzysztof Jotko who, you know – I mean, Jotko's been around the block a little bit, man. Jotko's a guy who – he's on a 3-fight losing streak right now, and I think that might be skewing the odds a little bit in Amedovski's favor. But Jotko's got really good kicks, you know. He mixes things up really well. His last 3 losses, by the way, have been to Brad Tavares, no fucking joke. Uriah Hall, no fucking joke. David Branch, split decision loss, no fucking joke. Like, those guys are all tough. And, you know, I think you saw, I forget, I was listening to the commentary in one of the fights, and they were talking about how he was abandoning his kick. His kick volume went down over the last, few fights, and, you know, you notice that he's losing all of a sudden. So I think that in a fight like this against a guy who is heavy-handed, from what I've seen, right, I could be wrong. This guy might be a phenomenal kickboxer. I don't know. I couldn't find a whole lot on him. But if Jotko is able to implement his kicking, get some leg kicks going, and establish range and be crafty with the striking, I think he's going to get this win. He's got a lot of UFC experience, man. He's been here for the last 6 years. His most 3 losses, like I said, he's on a 3-fight losing streak against some real fucking killers, you know? And I think that if he puts everything together, he's going to have a good night. It's just going to be whether he's going to be able to pull the trigger on his kicks and keep him at range. I think if Jotko keeps his fight at range, I think he can pick up a decision winner. He might even be able to knock him out. But I think against guys who, you know, who have a lot of power, there's a tendency to try to pick them apart slowly, which makes the most sense. And then if the finish is there in the later rounds, go after it. And if not, why walk into the power? Why even risk it if you're fighting a technical fight? So I think Jotko has to remain patient, intelligent, stick to the game plan, stay at range, and he'll probably come away with a win. And you know, for the other guy, Amedovski, he's got to get into boxing range, right? Because like I said, Jotko's kicks I think are underrated. Not even underrated, just hasn't been thrown him as often lately, so they haven't been really talked about. And I think that's going to be a big determining factor in this fight. I think it's going to be hard for Amedovski to get into boxing range on a guy who has legitimate UFC experience. So for that reason, I'm taking Jotko. Decision or late fight knockout, something like that.